The hope of better days that we cling to with each new year has been broken, tragically, in a small Nova Scotia community. A Canadian veteran appears to have killed his wife, his daughter, and his mother before killing himself. 33-year-old Lionel Desmond served in Afghanistan and was seeking treatment for PTSD, according to relatives. And now, amid the grieving, there are questions about whether he got the help he needed. The CBC's Tom Murphy joins us from Halifax. Tom.
Paul, as the police continue their investigation tonight, what's emerging is a portrait of a troubled man. Friends and relatives say the Desmond family troubles had been brewing for a while. According to them, Lionel Desmond, a veteran who served in Afghanistan, had been struggling with what they describe as PTSD.
It's really sad, really sad. Like last night, I just got a call from the father, Wes, and he said, go up to the house, he said. They just found Lionel dead on the floor, so I just thought it was him.
But it wasn't. Also dead, his wife, Shayna Desmond, a 31-year-old recent nursing graduate, their 10-year-old daughter, Aaliyah, and 52-year-old Brenda Desmond, Lionel's mother.
And I said, well, is there anybody with a pulse? And the guy, John, he said, no. No, he said, and it's not pretty, you're not going in there. So we didn't go in. And then the police arrived on the scene.
Police say 33-year-old Lionel Desmond's gunshot wounds appeared to be self-inflicted.
There were no signs of forced entry to the residence. Presently, 2 firearms have been located. However, the search of the scene is still ongoing.
Day 13, raise awareness for PTSD.
The Department of National Defense confirms Desmond received treatment from the Joint Personnel Support Unit at Gagetown for a year prior to his 2015 release. The unit provides support to ill and injured soldiers, including mental injuries such as PTSD. Lionel Desmond's relatives and this friend say since he left the military, Desmond had been seeking further treatment.
He was waiting for a bed in a hospital. This is not okay. Our veterans that fight for our country, that man deployed twice to Afghanistan. He should not have to wait in line for a bed. Our
government and our health system is not taking care of these people. Not taking care of them at all. To me, like I said, it's just like waste. You know, and it's nerve-wracking. Like he had been like trying to get help, and it seems like they put him on the medication and take him off and then put him on something else, and nothing was helping, so.
Veterans Affairs Canada calls the case tragic, but won't say anything more because of privacy issues. It does insist it provides access to treatment for veterans with mental illness, including PTSD, in Nova Scotia. But that, Paul, may be of little comfort now to a family planning funerals for 4 and suffering an immeasurable loss.
Thanks, Tom. The CBC's Tom Murphy tonight in Halifax. If Lionel Desmond did have PTSD, he was far from alone. 4,243 veterans of the war in Afghanistan received disability benefits for PTSD, according to Veterans Affairs Canada. That's about 10% of the more than 40,000 members of the armed forces who served on that mission. More than 16,000 veterans of all conflicts received benefits because of post-traumatic stress. He loved guns and fighting for what was right. That's how the sister of a Canadian man who went to Syria to fight ISIS described her brother after learning he was killed. Nazareno Tassoni had been in the region 6 months. Today, Briar Stewart spoke to people who knew him and who understood why he chose to voluntarily put himself in that danger.
This is Naz.
The last time Tina Martino saw her son, Nazareno Tassoni, was at the airport in June. He was headed to Iraq to teach, or so he told her.
I believed he was teaching English. From my heart, I believe that.
But he was really headed to Syria to join Kurdish forces fighting against ISIS. Before he left, he reached out to Mike Webster, a former military reservist, and the two kept in touch.
He was very, very proud of the work he was doing over there, and he was very happy to be standing with the Kurds and with the other international volunteers, and he considered them brothers.
Tassoni told Webster, "The equipment sucks, but I did some bartering for upgrades to my rifle." He told Webster that he thought he would be there till March. But just yesterday, Tassoni's family learned he and 4 others were killed last month during a battle near the ISIS stronghold of Raqqa. The only comfort, his mother says, is knowing that he died doing what he loved. It was his lifelong dream to be in the military.
He's our hero. As much as it hurts, the pain, you know, this is him. This is what he wanted.
Through a statement from Kurdish forces, Tassoni's family has learned that ISIS still has his body.
The fact that he was taken is what hurts. So that they think that they can use his body to hurt us is what sucks, because it does.
Tassoni is the second Canadian to be killed in Syria while fighting ISIS. 32-year-old John Gallagher, another volunteer, was killed by a suicide bomber in 2015. The federal government has said it doesn't support Canadians freelancing as fighters against ISIS, but experts say the number of people doing it is growing. Hannah Bowman spent 15 months fighting in Syria.
Maybe as a society, we're entering an age where people are much more aware of what's happening in the world due to the internet. I was really upset with what ISIS was doing and how our governments were doing really nothing to stop it.
As for Tassoni's family, they're hoping to have his remains returned to Canada. They have been in touch with officials in Ottawa, but the government says its ability to offer assistance in Iraq and Syria is severely limited. Briar Stewart, CBC News, Edmonton.